Meghan Markle and Prince Harry are back to the humanitarian grind, now with a surprise 2-day trip to Jordan.
Why are you here in Jordan? Why is it so important to you?
Why, you may ask? Probably because the power celebrity couple image didn't really work for them last year, despite all the cards being in their favor. The launch of As Ever, 3 Netflix launches, rubbing shoulders with the Kardashians, only for Kim Kardashian to publicly make it known you are no friend.
We took a photo. We're never ones to post without permission.
We were told that it was totally cool to post, and then after it was posted, I think they realized it was Remembrance Day, and they didn't want to be seen at a party, even though it's already up.
Getting kicked off Kevin Costner's stage, trying your hardest to sell this relationship to the general public, and attending a founder event to teach people about things you're still learning. What did Meghan call it? Ah, yes, a year of learns.
Well, I think year one for any founder is just a lot of learns. My learns were to continue to give yourself the grace.
They also made a surprise virtual appearance at the NAACP Awards to present the Archwell Digital Civil Rights Award, which we'll also discuss later in the video.
That civil rights must evolve as fast as the technology that threatens them.
Now, with the new publicity agency signed to them after losing their 11th publicist last year, it seems like they're taking it back to basics again and putting their humanitarian hats back on. So why the switch up? Hey everyone, welcome back to Scandalous Media. It's Angela here, and Meghan and Harry are back to being philanthropists. Before we get into all the awkward and embarrassing moments that come with cosplaying as global humanitarians, make sure you like and subscribe for new videos every single week, turn on your post notifications so you don't miss our live chat premieres, and follow us on social media. Meghan and Harry kicked off their surprise visit on February 25th with Dr. Tedros, Director General of the World Health Organization. They had partnered with Dr. Tedros previously on a global campaign back in 2021 during the COVID pandemic, but haven't worked with him on anything really, as they shifted their focus to The Parents Network, which they dropped, building Meghan's lifestyle brand with Netflix, for which there are no more confirmed seasons. And meanwhile, Harry's public role has felt far less defined, oscillating between digging up security concerns from a 20-year-old case or being a supporting character in Meghan's world. Now they're in Jordan, where they met with Syrian refugees at the Zaatari camp and Palestinian children evacuated from the Gaza Strip, and they also visited a cancer research center as well. They've helped absolutely no one, have done no prior work for this cause, actually opposing it initially as I'll later discuss, but they are more than happy to accept gifts and praise. Let it be clear that I think it's a great cause to highlight what has happened in Gaza, which has been absolutely heartbreaking. Just the sheer number of civilians killed, families torn apart, and children's limbs being amputated, it's absolutely devastating. But just like Meghan and Harry's trip to Nigeria, for Meghan to explore her 43% Nigerian heritage that she hasn't once spoken about since that 3-day visit after snatching some Nigerian royal titles, or their 4-day trip to Colombia to promote digital safety for children and youth mental health. Did they ever follow up on that, by the way? Oh, no, right. Or the time they went to a school in Harlem that had a 95% low-income student population, where Meghan's team had a long list of bizarre requests to fit Meghan's aesthetic. I have a problem with using people to fulfill your own selfish agenda. These people, these families, these kids, they are not a backdrop for your philanthropic return just because the influencer lifestyle didn't work out last year. Because if there's one thing about Meghan and Harry, it's that their narrative is always changing, and sometimes you really have to piece the clues together yourself. If you want the full context, I broke it all down in my top 10 embarrassing Meghan and Harry moments of 2025 video. Speaking of unraveling messy stories, I want to thank June's Journey for sponsoring this video. If you've been here for a while, you already know why this game fits the vibe of this channel perfectly. June's Journey is a hidden object mystery game set in this super glamorous 1920s world where you follow June Parker as she digs into the secrets surrounding her family on her mission to solve her sister's murder. One thing I genuinely like about playing this game is that it doesn't feel repetitive. You're scanning these detailed scenes for clues, unlocking new parts of the story, and then you also get to build and decorate your island as you progress. I'm all about the little details, and this game nails it, with sharp, beautifully animated visuals that make every scene pop. You already know I'm a June's Journey veteran, currently on level 260, and I'm consistently unlocking new items and decorations to put on my island. So far, this is how it looks. I enjoy taking the time to organize and decorate it myself. And it's not just the main storyline either. There are tons of extra activities and side stories that connect back to the overall mystery. And as you level up, you can even join a team to tackle challenges together, which are so fun. And something new that's really cool cool, the game's universe is expanding into an actual mystery novel. It's called Death Wasn't Invited, written by Carleen O'Connor, and it follows June in 1920s Paris trying to clear her friend Jack after he's framed for murder. It has this classic whodunit energy with old money drama, high society secrets, and a whole web of corruption she has to untangle, which kind of feels like what we do here on Scandalous Media. They're also running special in-game events throughout March that tie into that Paris storyline, and the novel is available to pre-order now if you want to dive deeper into the universe. I just love when a game builds out its story like this because it makes the universe feel bigger than just the app, especially since I loved June and Jack's missions in the game. If you want to try it out, June's Journey is free to download. Just click the link in my description or scan the QR code on screen. It's available on iOS, Android, and PC. And if you're into the story side of things, you can also check out the new novel at the link below and pre-order it now. Thanks again to June's Journey for sponsoring, and make sure to download using my link or QR code to check it out yourself. Now, let's get into some awkward moments in Jordan as Meghan and Harry take on another mission they don't seem prepared for. The most awkward and embarrassing moments in Jordan. Meghan Markle in Jordan was giving narcissistic celebrity trying to fake empathy, while Harry was giving bored out of his mind, absolutely have no expertise in this, yet here I am. I'll show you the clips and feel free to draw your own conclusions. In this one clip, Meghan and Harry are being shown aid coming from World Central Kitchen, and of course there are canned items, so check out Meghan's hilarious question.
We have a lot of canned these.
And do they have items to open all of these?
Yes. They cannot upgrade. Yeah.
Come on, Meghan. I'm pretty sure these people have can openers and that World Central Kitchen knows what they're doing. It's the acting very concerned for me. Kinda like when you want to have a role but don't have one, so here comes a ridiculous question. World Central Kitchen serves 1 million daily meals in Gaza, but Meghan thinks they need her expertise to double-check itinerary and make sure they have can openers. The entire trip we saw Meghan out of place and awkward. Even when it came to watching the kids doing arts and crafts, she seemed uncomfortable, looking around, hands clasped to her chest, essentially studying the kids by practicing how to look intrigued by what they're doing. And of course, people couldn't help but draw comparisons to how Prince William is with kids at these types of events. Meghan had approached the children to see what they're up to.
And that group over there is doing the same? Or
They're doing milk.
painting?
And they explained that the kids are working with molding clay.
Like cement or like so they use it from
molding
scratch.
clay.
They're molding, they use it and they start with that and they start.
Meghan, who you wouldn't guess has kids and is familiar with being around them, is like, this is all just from the mold?
This is all just these ones? With all the...
It's just funny watching her scramble to make convo or pretend to be intrigued by anything that's going on. That's the curse of the one who can't stop performing, as we'll see next. In this one video, as the doctor describes the child's amputation, Harry mostly stays still, listening closely with a visibly concerned expression. And in a moment like that, there isn't much to say.
However, she had severe degloving injuries to her legs. She said yes. Okay, so her plan was to amputate her right leg. However, they refused.
Meghan, on the other hand, she looks pained, taking a step back when the child's leg is revealed, and trying her hardest to look concerned, even letting out a deep sigh while the doctor is talking here.
Anesthesia was not available then. So this was very severe.
One user said, "Why would you go to a child's hospital bed, make a facial expression like they are terminally ill? Aren't you meant to distract the patients and cheer them up?" And then they compared that to Princess Diana's visits in the past. And the issue with Meghan is that she's always performing. I don't know if she knows how to feel or how to act when someone in front of you has actually went through something traumatic, and that's fine if you're awkward. But then don't be going on these faux royal tours if you have nothing to offer aside from snatching praise and gifts. To me, and to many others, it comes across as extremely performative, especially considering her father also had a leg amputated recently. But because there wasn't a photo op there, she only sent an email to him, saying she didn't want the media to use him since they were present. She even went as far as briefing People magazine, claiming that she couldn't even attempt to leave her dad a voicemail because that would be irresponsible given Harry's experience as a phone hacking victim from the 9th century. What's obvious is Meghan building her charity portfolio through moments like these, which makes it harder for some viewers to take the poised, empathetic blinks and heavy sighs at face value when she couldn't spare even a minute for her own father.
We need more men like that, just as we need more men like my father.
It gets even more performative, so let me know if you're even able to stomach the next story. This little boy is sharing that he has leukemia, and a bunch of people are sitting around listening to this heartbreaking story.
How long have you been here?
The whole time, you see Meghan is smiling even though no one around her is, even flashing a big smile at the beginning. She doesn't even seem to know what's going on, but guess what she does next? If you guessed, go over to the mother and sit on the table as she holds her hand trying to comfort her, you are correct. The second she does this, Harry, who probably knows her better than anyone around him at this point, doesn't look like he can even stomach what she's doing. He looks away and fully turns around to talk to someone else behind them. Even the little boy looks uncomfortable. We saw this before with Harry when Meghan went to comfort a woman during the devastating LA wildfires. Meghan pulls her in for a dramatic comforting hug, and Harry looks away, purses his lips, and seems like he can't even stomach what's going on. The worst part is the fact that Harry and Meghan were seen leaving with this woman later, which made everyone believe she was part of their staff. But hey, at least Meghan got these perfect camera shots. Too bad Harry was ruining it for her, barely hiding his annoyance and eye rolls. So when Meghan hops over the table to perform and always go the extra mile because there are 600 cameras awaiting her, it's hard to find it comforting when even her own husband can't stand to see it happen in front of him, especially when she doesn't offer 3% of that to her own blood. Don't forget guys, this is coming from the same person who didn't even invite her niece to her wedding, blamed it on the royal family, but only invited her niece to trash talk her family on Netflix to prove the alleged oppression Meghan faced by being a working royal for 72 days. And for Harry, he likes these photo ops as well, despite how awkward they are for him. Never forget his time in Nigeria, where he asked this man if he has given his prosthetic leg a name, and the guy is looking at him deadpan like, no.
You're last year. How's it working for you? Good? Have you given it a name? Go ahead. Give it a name.
He cracks me up because he said, give it a name, like it's some profound medical advice coming from a world-class surgeon. Harry is then like, what's wrong? Because the guy is clearly awkward and it just looks like a photo op, to which Harry says,
Strong. You're still getting used to it? You're okay.
Then he just dips from the convo and heads out. These are the global humanitarians we have in Jordan going around from country to country offering nothing but a pained stare and a picture. At a different point in the trip, Meghan and Harry sat and watched the children play some tunes for them. I don't know if it's just me or what, but they looked bored out of their minds and kinda not interested in what's going on, with Meghan just looking around and bopping her head occasionally. It's not Nigeria, you know. Meghan can't fake having authentic Jordanian blood here to justify her reason to be there. Part of me feels like this is her first time even experiencing anything having to do with the Middle East, so it comes off as even more awkward. Meghan then asks,
the violin, for example, versus the keyboard, how do you know which one is the right fit at the beginning?
Which I think confused everyone around her because the woman responds saying that this room is integrated with their mental health exercises to help them express themselves, since Meghan was essentially asking why a child would choose a violin over the keyboard as if there is official protocol for that.
So, right, the other room, here our activities are integrated with mental health exercises to help them express themselves and discover their
It's a bit odd because it's like asking someone why they are playing piano and not guitar. I don't know, maybe because I want to play piano? And then Meghan goes on ahead to greet the girl with the violin, who doesn't seem to know who Meghan even is, and resorts to giving her a bit of a shy smile. Meghan lingers a bit around the girls, not knowing what to do, while the other girl says thank you to wrap this whole thing up. In the next clip, Harry is cracking everyone up and the guy next to him even makes a joke, while Meghan's body language is giving awkward and uncomfortable, hands always hovering around her chest and ribcage as she tries to chime in too.
It's a better choice. Especially for mental health. Yeah. Everybody else is as well. Yeah, we will go to see the jam.
Thank you all.
And then there's that famous claw on Harry's back, which is probably Meghan's comfort space at this point. Speaking of the claw, Harry wasn't in the mood to be clawed up during several moments of the trip. Here's Meghan reaching for him here so they can hold hands. He dodges her and keeps his hands clasped away from her, a typical body language tell. But when they were going down the stairs, she had that double claw clasp that only seems to come out at humanitarian events or anytime one would think it was not the time. It's not a date night. You're allegedly doing charity, surrounded by all professionals, but again, this is coming from the same woman who thought she was on a movie night date with Harry at the Invictus Games, fully leaning into that awkward and forced and doesn't even look that comfortable move here, instead of watching normally like everyone else in the arena. And time again, Harry looks like he knows this is not the time or place as Meghan maneuvers him around. Here's another hilarious video where Meghan reaches for Harry and he completely bypasses her as that claw lingers solo by itself. In a different moment, Meghan and Harry seem to be on the same page for once, walking up the stairs, arms around each other, and yup, that's Meghan barging in ahead of Harry to introduce herself as he stands behind her while she makes convo until she makes that face here, motioning for Harry to come into the convo. Like, yes, you have my permission now, proceed. As Harry finishes hugging Dr. Tedros and goes on to the next person, Meghan is standing there and once again she steps in to introduce him by placing her hand on his back, almost guiding him forward the way you'd nudge a child like, go ahead, say hi. In body language, that kind of hand on the back gesture is often used as a subtle directing cue. It's a way of physically steering someone's movement or signaling where they should go next, especially in social situations where one person is taking the lead. It may seem small, but repeated gestures like that can reveal subconscious dynamics in how a pair operates in public, who is initiating interactions, who is guiding the flow of the moment, and who is following along. Unfortunately, they blessed Meghan with a mic and she started rambling about funding.
I look forward to continuing the conversation, especially with Dr. Tedros, about how when funding does come in, it feels ring-fenced, to be able to liberate that.
Harry is looking at her like, what are you even talking about? This is intriguing to hear, considering Archewell Foundation, or Philanthropies as they rebranded, after letting go of 60% of their staff, has faced a decline every single year. In 2024 alone, donations fell to 2.1 million, while expenses rose to 5.1 million. I don't get it. Are we funding you and your fancy outfits, or are you funding us? Aren't you supposed to be the one giving back? And yet the only ones ever giving back are people and foundations that aren't getting anything in return from Meghan except publicity. But even that comes with criticizing Meghan and Harry's sketchy ways of doing things, so unfortunately, it doesn't even make the general public want to give back to anyone that Meghan and Harry are associating with. That's how bad their reputation is. Here they are being given gifts and praise for their charity work, and the craziest thing is, they have done absolutely nothing to help in the aid of Jordan, Syria, or Gaza. Not even cancer research has ever been highlighted in their work. All they did was hop around the idea of digital safety as a way to censor the media that exposed their wrongdoings in the past. Seriously, they dedicated the entire Oprah interview, the 6-episode Netflix soap opera, and Harry's entire book tour talking about the underlying theme of the media is mean to us. Did that stop the media from still reporting and exposing their lies? No, because you can't stop the truth, and had it not been the truth, they would have sued by now, but they haven't. They're just preaching in Jordan and getting gifts for work they haven't done and had absolutely no ties to. It's ridiculous. Had Meghan and Harry posted a donation link or two, or maybe released a statement in support of any Jordanian causes or what was happening in Gaza over the years, we'd be like, hey, okay, maybe they care about this. But no, we only see them for a photo op and when it's time to receive gifts. And this is the perfect time to remind you that Meghan wasn't following royal protocol or listening to the Queen when she was told that she couldn't accept gifts as a royal, since royals are supposed to be public servants. They are supposed to help us, and considering they receive funding from tax-paying people, they need to give back, not take, a concept that Meghan doesn't seem to understand. And at the time, she insisted on playing celebrity and keeping gifts. Why? She loves praise and acknowledgement, not actually doing the work and getting dirty. Ask yourself this, why is it that we have a whole red carpet rollout and special treatment whenever it's time for Meghan and Harry to pose next to wounded children, veterans, hospital ops, or anyone in need of charity? Why is it that there hasn't been one time where it wasn't photographed? Here is Meghan being handed a traditional gift in Nigeria, and she couldn't even fake the enthusiasm. She grimaces slightly, her head pulling back as the box is presented to her. And at no point does she actually reach out to take it from the little girl. Instead, the girl and the woman just end up holding it up for her the entire time. Even when Harry went to Ukraine with the Invictus Games in September of last year, the brand Guzema gifted Meghan diamond earrings through Harry, and she went on to wear the Ukrainian jewelry brand for 3 straight appearances. Here's the confusing thing about Meghan and Harry. They don't operate as official royals, but at the same time, they still seem to receive many of the privileges that come with the status without necessarily giving back in the same way. That's where protocol becomes an issue. If someone is a working member of the British royal family, official gifts they receive are supposed to be declared and formally recorded in the royal household's gift register. The individual royal does not personally own those gifts, and even gifts from private individuals during engagements are typically still recorded. Royals are not supposed to accept expensive gifts that could appear to be payments or influence. But Meghan and Harry aren't working royals anymore, so the question becomes, when they travel on trips like these, in what capacity are they actually doing so? Whatever charity they can piggyback on and accept the privileges that come with it. Check out this video of Harry and Meghan being escorted through a hallway, and watch as Harry is walking with his hand on his chest for some reason, and almost instantly, Meghan mirrors the same hand over heart gesture for the cameras before going right back to the classic bicep claw. Here's another clip of Meghan talking, and look at that face Harry makes here. One user said he looks like he's counting the minutes, while Meghan looks like she's counting the cameras. Harry also had that clasped hands to heart move here, which just seemed awkward, and I think it was telling of how he felt during the trip. Meghan is in the background talking or asking for water, and then she quickly gets into character just like Harry. I don't know, is this a new move Sunshine Sachs has them doing? In this video, Meghan and Harry are watching over as this poor kid explains how he got shot at after jumping into a pit to hide, and it's honestly so heartbreaking to hear.
And there was like an empty room, and I jumped in it. But they also, they fired me. They shot me in my thigh.
Meghan and Harry are just, well, there. I really don't think that Meghan likes doing these types of tours, and the lavish celebrity lifestyle is more her forte, judging by everything she did last year. What do you guys think? Here's a classic Meghan hugging moment with this mother whose son is undergoing cancer treatment. Harry seems to be pointing at Meghan with his thumb a few times while talking to someone, almost like he's encouraging them to go in for a hug with her too. And as we can see, someone is filming the whole interaction on a phone right there, so the moment clearly isn't happening in private. At a different moment during the trip, Meghan and Harry crouch down to talk with a little girl, but she quickly loses interest and just walks away, leaving the two of them still crouched there. At least this time, Meghan got the hint, unlike in Nigeria where she was forcing the photo ops with this little girl who couldn't wait to go back to her mother. It's always interesting to see them use other people's kids in photos, but claim anyone else photographing their kids is exploitative or an invasion of privacy. Keep our children off social media, but here's a bunch of photos with other people's kids. It always makes me laugh whenever Meghan makes absolutely no room for Harry in the photo. He will always have to stand behind her in his own third row while everyone else has space. Be sure to check out my videos on their Nigeria and Colombia trips, because as we can see, this Jordan trip just proves they don't change, even with a new publicity team that seems to have told Meghan to ditch the expensive jewelry and inappropriate outfits this time around. I can only imagine how that conversation went. Hey, it's clearly not making you likable, so let's Angelina Jolie this up a bit. She was seen only wearing her wedding band this time around, and if you know Meghan, you know that's very much unlike her. Usually she got her diamond pinky ring, the Cartier tank watch, a bunch of stacked bracelets and necklaces, all totaling hundreds of thousands of dollars. So the fact that this trip suddenly features a plain t-shirt, a casual outfit, and almost no jewelry at all makes it feel like Sunshine Sachs probably sat down and mapped out the perfect empathetic wardrobe and body language tour. Because apparently the humanitarian look this season is minimal jewelry and maximum concern and those funny looking pants she's been wearing. Unfortunately, you can't fake empathy, and Meghan's constant posing throughout the trip made a lot of people uncomfortable, and not like this was a genuine thing she and Harry were doing. Oh, ready to see the notes Meghan and Harry left for patients in the rehab center in Jordan? Meghan, in her ever so fancy calligraphy, wrote, "Congratulations on your dedication to your care." And Harry pulled out his one-liner, "It's okay not to be okay, trust each other, congratulations on your recovery." These are the people they have traveling all the way over there and staying in Catherine and William's favorite hotel suite for thousands of dollars a night to have a few photo ops and give quite lackluster one-liners. And that's the issue when you don't know what you're doing, as we'll see next. Jumping on the bandwagon. Starting off strong, the interviewer opens up by acknowledging that Harry doesn't want any questions about his family.
I understand you don't wish to talk about your family, your uncle, things back in London. You're here because you don't want to distract from the work that you're doing on the WHO and on Gaza.
Watch how uncomfortable Harry is at the beginning, looking up at the ceiling, taking a deep breath, and his throat looks like it's kind of tightening a bit. He looks very uncomfortable, looking off to the side and fumbling around. He seems to brace himself before the conversation even begins, which is odd because why are you so uncomfortable discussing the work you're allegedly doing? But what's actually disrespectful is the fact that the interviewer mentioned the work that Harry is doing on the WHO in Gaza. What work? If I recall correctly, when this whole thing went down, Harry and Meghan made a statement completely in opposition to Gaza, and then refused to bring up Gaza in any sense until now. Until it got so bad and there have been so many people killed, it's almost inhumane for someone to be like, well, who cares about what's happening in Gaza? That's another issue I have with Harry and Meghan, because they were strategically silent for years, just promoting Jam and Meghan's unrelatable lifestyle show, until last year showed us that doesn't seem enough to sustain their celebrity career, since no one really cares. In contrast, at the height of it all in February 2024, months after the attack, Prince William said, "I, like so many others, want to see an end to the fighting as soon as possible. There is a desperate need for increased humanitarian support to Gaza." This is not to play whose charity gets the bonus cookies game, because I don't believe in applauding celebrities for doing the bare minimum, but it's something to mention when Harry is seemingly jumping on the bandwagon for personal gain and be credited with work he didn't do while actual people are fighting to make a difference, and he's over 2 years late. What's also interesting is that if it was already agreed that the family wouldn't be discussed, it's unusual to highlight that boundary on camera instead of simply moving straight into the work. Unless the interviewer was instructed to say that first, which seems like the case. I can't help but notice this, especially when it seems like Meghan and Harry are always playing the which couple is better game and strategically choosing Jordan, a place where Princess Catherine lived with her family for 2 years and has returned to a few times over the years in the climate of all the scandals going on. Well, it's hard not to draw the connection considering their long-standing history of trying to one-up William and Catherine of all people. And whenever the royal family is in some PR scandal, Meghan and Harry always seem to capitalize to show the world, see, they were always the issue, support us instead. But if the family, or the firm as they once called them on Oprah, gave in to the personal celebrity demands that Meghan wanted, they wouldn't have had an issue with them. But because they didn't, Meghan and Harry now take any chance to capitalize, but don't get it twisted, they were always ones to gain as well. To be clear, this isn't about minimizing the very serious allegations surrounding former Prince Andrew. I actually go much deeper into that story in my separate Epstein Files deep dive if you want more context, so be sure to go check that video out. Many of you guys have been requesting a video on Meghan's alleged past as a yacht girl, that awkward meeting with Andrew in Spare, why Virginia Giuffre's lawyers said that Meghan is, quote, in a position to perhaps have seen what he did about Andrew, and of course that photo going around of Meghan allegedly with Epstein's long-term girlfriend, Karina Shulak, and so much more. So if you want that video, let me know and I'll talk about it, but for the sake of clarity and factual information always reported here on Scandalous Media, that photo going around of Meghan with Karina on a boat is not actually Karina, it's a woman named Flavia Circunzone. I'm not sure I'm saying that right. But anyways, back to Jordan and Harry. Watch how uncomfortable he is as he's asked why he's here in Jordan.
So firstly, why are you here in Jordan? Why is it so important to you?
He's looking off to the side and looks like he's holding in a deep breath. He then goes into a tangent about Dr. Tedros and how he's been speaking with him even before this, even though they only did that COVID thing with him, but then he starts laughing. What's so funny?
I think having spoken to Dr. Tedros for many months now, well, years, but specifically months in the lead up to this trip.
Then he plays it safe and says what he and Meghan are always saying at these types of events.
It was really important for us to highlight the incredible work that Jordan does for this region.
They're always talking about highlighting the work others are doing, but never doing any of that work themselves or even following up on any of the work that they're highlighting. He stutters a bit and then says he thinks this work has been going on for decades while squinting his eyes at the interviewer, a common body language cue that someone is searching for the right answer rather than confidently stating it.
I think the work's been going on for decades.
Now let me know if I'm hearing him correctly, but does he call himself a humanitarian hub for the Middle East?
But more so recently as being a humanitarian hub for the Middle East.
This is coming from the same man who has ignored Gaza for the past couple of years, played second fiddle with his wife who only cared about building her celebrity empire, but now he thinks he's a humanitarian hub for the Middle East? I appreciate that Syria and Gaza are being highlighted by what he says next,
and especially everything that's going on in Gaza and also Syria as well.
But I'm not too amused with the piggybacking on this moment to suddenly present themselves as central figures in work that has been going on long before they showed up. But because he's so awkward and uncomfortable and probably scared someone asks him a question he didn't study for, he starts chuckling again.
So I think the world should be incredibly grateful for what Jordan is doing and the moral leadership that it's showing for the world right now.
It's like watching a man-child trying to lead when he clearly has no idea what's going on, which is a shame because it's an important cause, and what Jordan has done by taking in so many refugees over the years alone deserves recognition. It's just unfortunate that Meghan and Harry, after realizing the celebrity lifestyle wasn't so easy last year, now seem to be trying to reposition themselves right back into the humanitarian lane. When asked about how important it is for the world to continue to pay attention to what's happening in Gaza, he says he thinks it's important for everyone, starts stuttering a bit, and then chuckles again.
I think the entire world has spoken up, and there's a lot of stuff in the news. It goes at an incredible pace.
He chuckles a bit about how the media cycle works and says these stories eventually drop out of the news, which is why he felt like it was important to come here and bring attention back to it.
What's been happening in that region has been going on for a long time, and it drops out of the news. So I think it was a really important time for us to collaborate and come here and shine a light and focus on the very real humanitarian catastrophe that has happened and continues.
And listen, if that's genuinely the reasoning behind the trip, then I can respect that, because at the end of the day, it is an important cause. Jordan has taken in millions of refugees over the years, and the situation facing families from places like Syria and Gaza is very real. I'll leave some links in the description box if anyone wants to learn more or donate to organizations working on the ground. And let's see how this year goes for Harry and Meghan, and if they're actually turning over a new leaf. They just might need to read a book or two.
So I think, yes, everything that I've heard and everything that I've seen, especially from World Central Kitchen, what we heard this morning, the aid corridors need to be opened. They're currently not.
Meghan and Harry's surprise appearance at the NAACP Awards. Meghan and Harry made a video appearance at the February 26 awards to present the NAACP Archwell Digital Civil Rights Award, created in partnership with Archwell Philanthropies to honor leaders advancing digital rights and technology equity.
5 years ago, we launched this award with the NAACP because we believed that the fight for civil rights didn't end at the doorstep of the digital world.
For 5 years now, we've heard Meghan and Harry repeat the same talking points over and over again about the digital space, without much evidence of concrete action behind it. If this is such a serious issue, then speak about AI deepfakes, talk about data privacy, address surveillance technology. These are real complex problems that actually need solutions. Instead, we keep hearing the same broad statements recycled year after year. At some point, the question becomes, if you have the platform, the access, and the resources to push for real change, then what exactly are you doing with it? But here comes Meghan.
That civil rights must evolve as fast as the technology that threatens them.
Okay. What are you willing to do about that? Sunshine Sachs seems to have Meghan under control because that was her one line and then Harry went back to talking. Anyway, let's end this video with this hilarious gem from the NBA All-Star Game. Meghan and Harry were sitting front row while the cameras were rolling, and Meghan had her hand on Harry's thigh before rubbing his arm to get his attention to say hi to the cameras like a good little boy. That is not the face of someone who's scared of cameras. She's honestly hilarious. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed my breakdown of their Jordan trip and recent updates. Thanks again to June's Journey for sponsoring. Download the game for free by scanning my QR code on the screen or clicking the link in my description. And check out the new novel, Death Wasn't Invited, if you want to dive deeper into the mystery. Be sure to like and subscribe for new videos every single week. Put those post notifications on so you don't miss the live chat premiere we do for every single video. Follow us on our social media. Check out our Harry and Meghan playlist for more juicy deets on our fave messy couple. And as always, I'll see you next time.